All you have to do is prompt the AI. As in, I can go in right now and say, I want a mid-tempo ballad that relates to this certain demographic of people that talks about this kind of struggle, that has Brandy ad-libs, Brandy vocals, a third verse, a key change, a modulation, and then see what it gives me back. And then go, maybe I don't really like that. How about a second verse that has something to do with joy and then losing your joy? That's not writing a song.
For all to see, then switch it up and treat me right.
I typed those lyrics into the Suno app and made a brand new song in less than 5 minutes. This is the prompt that I used.
You bring me down for all to see and switch it up.
I typed those lyrics into the Suno app and made a brand new song in less than 5 minutes. The second version almost sounds like a familiar voice. If someone were to play that in a lineup with other artists like K. Michelle and Victoria Monet, to someone who isn't accustomed to what AI music sounds like, it would be pretty difficult to tell that it's a synthetic song. For the last 45 years, we've been perfectly fine with computers helping us make hits. In the late 90s, we welcomed pitch correction software to save a singer's voice from studio exhaustion. We used tools like quantization to instantly snap recorded notes perfectly to a musical grid to fix timing errors. But throughout all these innovations, we thought we were just making things more convenient. But optimization has a threshold. What began as a subtle assistant has evolved into a system designed to replace the human altogether. Welcome to an era where an artist's life work can be ingested, synthesized, and replicated in less time than it takes to write a single verse. When Kehlani points out that anyone can now open an app, type a few words, and generate a fully produced song in seconds, she isn't just complaining about a new piece of software. She's pointing out a structural shift. Every single tool through history, from the Divje Babe flute discovered in Slovenia, which was a fragment of a cave bear femur with deliberately pierced holes, to the laptop, was a megaphone. It required a human to bring the heartbreak and the breath. The machine just made it louder. But apps like Suno and Udio, they aren't a new megaphone. They are a new artist. And they don't need the human at all. This came to a massive head when an AI-generated artist named Zania Monet secured a multi-million-dollar record deal. Zania Monet, a completely virtual synthetic R&B persona, signed a multi-million-dollar recording contract with Hollywood Media. She even marked a historic milestone by successfully climbing onto the official Billboard radio charts. Zania Monet is specifically engineered to emulate the expressive, church-bred, down-to-earth sound of vocalists like Keisha Cole, K. Michelle, and Mooney Long. Her software pulls vocal techniques directly reminiscent of powerhouses like Christina Aguilera. The fictive star requires no rest, demands no personal time, and presents zero executive management challenges. It is a completely corporate-controlled intellectual property asset masquerading as a living artist. And the real consequences of this shift won't be felt by wealthy celebrities. They will be felt by the working-class creative ecosystem. When a computer generates a track from a text prompt, it doesn't just replace the vocalist. It erases the session guitarist who practiced for 20 years. It erases the mixing engineer who senses the exact emotional frequency of a snare drum. It even erases the photographer creating the album art. AI flattens an entire community of human craft into a single click. Just days ago, Sza expressed her frustration with the integration artificial intelligence into music after discovering that generative AI models had been trained on 238 of her songs, including unreleased tracks she kept locked away in her vault. To Sza, this is an innovation. It's a cultural heist. She pointed out a deeply uncomfortable truth about the music industry's history. Black artists make up a fraction of the population but drive the global sonic landscape. Yet, historically, they have had the fewest legislative protections. To her, AI is the ultimate vulture, cloning the vibranium of black genius without permission, compensation, or respect. When Sza called out music generators and alleged that producers like Diplo were feeding the machine, Diplo pushed back with a completely different philosophy. His stance, you cannot stop the rain. Diplo openly admitted that the tech has moved faster than the legal system, arguing that instead of fighting a losing battle against artificial intelligence, artists need to become tech literate and figure out how to get paid for their training data.
because you do need like the brand more than you need the voice.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even need a voice anymore. I can just get replay. I can get the best voice from AI. I don't need anybody to sing the song anymore. You're not gonna win. Like there's no like fighting AI. There's literally like, you have to just work your best to be the best at it right now. There's like you can sit, you're wasting your time. It's like you're just wasting a year being like, because everybody else is gonna just use it, not give a fuck what you think. It's proven every time that technology wins. Like the people's attitudes and the people's pushback always ages out pretty badly. 99% of people are gonna just wanna love like the best product, made the quickest, made the cheapest. That's what the American economy is. You know, we wanna say we want healthy foods, but no, we want cheap. We wanna have things quick, you know, and that's what music is also, runs that same like golden hand of like the economy. It gets quick and fast. You're not gonna win.
He even pointed to viral unauthorized AI remixes that accidentally blew up independent artists, arguing that the machine can be steered if you know how to navigate it. Diplo also pointed out that the vast majority of consumers simply want the best possible music made in the quickest, most cost-effective manner. He framed AI as a natural reflection of economic efficiency, and that stance cuts to the very heart of the conflict. When efficiency prioritizes speed over human labor, the artist's voice is no longer viewed as art. It is viewed as data. It becomes raw material for a generative loop that feeds itself on the very culture it aims to displace. SZA is far from an isolated voice. A massive collective of artists across every genre has begun pushing back against the unauthorized harvesting of their intellectual property. Icons like Stevie Wonder, Nicki Minaj, and Billie Eilish have signed open letters calling for an immediate halt to predatory practices that devalue human creativity. While some artists build defensive walls, other powerful gatekeepers are opening the doors wide. Legendary producer Timbaland has taken a radically different approach. He has fully integrated commercial generative platforms directly into his production suite. Timbaland publicly compared the potential of these automated systems to the historic creative breakthroughs of legendary figures like Quincy Jones, viewing the software as the ultimate creative equalizer. To him, a tool that can generate studio-ready foundations in minutes is an unprecedented expansion of capability. But this creates a terrifying gray area. When influential figures legitimize platforms that rely on scraped training libraries, it blurs the ethical boundaries for everyone. Can you truly separate the utility of a tool from the legally questionable methods used to build it? And if you think this is a futuristic problem, it's already living on your current playlists. A prime example emerged with the release of R&B singer Chris Brown's album, Brown. On the track, obvious, sharp listeners and online commentators quickly uncovered a glaring origin story. The track allegedly originally circulated across internet forums as a completely synthetic concept track titled Toss It. Fans on Reddit immediately noticed the digital fingerprints, with one user posting, "Just listening to Chris Brown's new album, first thing I said was, what in the Suno is going on here?" The first song is literally a typical Suno stem with all the weird artifacts. It has Suno's signature white noise on it. Once you get accustomed to Suno, you can't unhear it. The revelation triggered massive public criticism. Audiences expressed disappointment, noting that relying on automated song architectures resulted in a formulaic sound, signaling a stagnation in creative risk-taking. When an artist steps into a prefabricated, algorithmically generated template, the unique human touch fades away. When consumer culture prioritizes sheer volume over human experience, the relationship between the listener and the creator changes forever. Music runs the risk of becoming background audio, a utilitarian product designed to fill silence, completely detached from human emotion, shared experience, and struggle. We stand at a critical crossroads in cultural history. The rise of automation in art is not an inevitable path dictated by progress. It is a conscious business choice. We must decide what we value more: the convenience of instant, optimized content, or the complex, flawed, and deeply moving reality of human expression. What do you think about the integration of artificial intelligence into music? What do you think are the pros and cons of this shift? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. If you want to see more deep dives into the future of culture, be sure to subscribe, like, and share the video. Bye.